Hey, Rudy here with Axe and Shield, and this is the brains and the brawn. Not the accounting from what I remember.
No. They don't let me touch that part.
Yeah, but this is the man behind Axe and Shield, and he's going to give us a little show around of really what Axe and Shield gives to the gaming community that was missing. You're filling a pretty niche hole there, huh?
Yeah, it's the whole element of elevating the game and bringing the three-dimensional piece to the table. Characters flying, fly spells, all those types of things were what we saw that shortfall, and we're able to develop some products to help fill the gap.
And then you've also started to expand into like some spell templates, some other things like that that make the game easier for people, but also you've gone through a lot of effort to make them clear.
Yes.
So that it doesn't really impede the game that much. It actually kind of adds that invisible element to things,
Right.
yeah?
Wanting that theater of the mind element while immersion through live play and being able to have that piece, we gave the clear element to it and made sure that they truly look like they're as flying as they can possibly be. Spell effects, always trying to resolve the DM player. It hit it. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. That tells us right away whether we did or we didn't. So.
Absolutely. And then you guys are starting to put out larger pieces now that you can support like an airship on, stuff like that, yeah?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we've entered into, with the use of the WizKids Fallen Star ship, we've gone and created a lower riser system that integrates right into the ship, brings the ship up off the table, allowing us to display aerial battle, water level battle, and underwater battle as well. And so you get the total immersion. Now, we go from a water ship, we can replace it with an airship, and now Eberron takes on a whole new element to what needs to happen. And so we're kind of excited about those types of things that we're doing.
Axe and Shield always seems to be doing something new and exciting, from the initiative trackers to integrating into an airship.
Yeah.
Those are all really awesome things, and I'm glad that you're here making these things work. And you guys have come so far so quickly. I remember last year we were just talking about like, oh, how can we make sure that you get some more visibility? Yeah. And it's basically like you don't need it now, right?
I don't know that I would go as far as don't need it. We need as much help and love and support from the community that we can possibly get, because we're still just a family business trying to bring the passion and the love to the table, elevate the game, and yeah, we still need plenty of visibility.
Well, and I know that you'll get it because you actually turn that around and share that with other people too. It's not like you've donated a lot of your time and energy and some product into helping other people who may not have the opportunity to do that otherwise. And I think that's really important, and that's what our community's about, right? It's all about the love.
Yes, it's all about connecting it and bringing everybody around the table to not just play a game, but to create a life and a story together. And that's huge. That's what it's all about.
It's about finding that new party, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. I like that.
So Axe and Shield is here, being both the shield and the axe for your party, as well as the wind beneath your wings.
Absolutely. Yep.
Hi, so I'm here with David Lee Pancake, who makes some really, really awesome designs like this one.
Thank you.
And you're going to tell us a little bit about how you came to really discover that this was something that you wanted to be doing and creating like such incredible mounts and such well-textured things for the con experience, for people to really get to use. Do you want to hold this one or this one?
I'll hold this.
All right.
You put that in my mouth. No, this is, I started sculpting when I was about 7. I've sketched and drawn and painted, and then moved to sculpting several years ago. Done it full-time for the last 8 years. Just love the fact that I can create my own things and come to the shows and sell.
And what makes GaryCon a special place for you to come and show off some of these things that I'm guessing are inspired a lot by your experiences with Dungeons & Dragons and other role-playing games?
Oh, yes. When I was a young father, I had the privilege of introducing my kids to D&D. And so gaming has played a very special role in my family. And we grew up they grew up, and I grew up, I guess, too, around gaming and gaming-related things, and dragons have always been a part of that, and so dragons seemed like a natural thing for me to sculpt. And then, I think this gun came about because I was sitting next to a guy who was doing modifying squirt guns to look steampunk, and I thought, wow, maybe I can make a dragon into a gun somehow.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful piece. And I just love how a lot of the stuff that you do creates, it maybe like helps set the mood in a gaming room, or whenever you're going to be, like if you have this stuff when you walk into the house, you know what kind of house that is. You know what kind of people are going to be there. And you know that you're probably walking into a pretty safe space to enjoy your experience the next few hours or what have you. So thank you for giving people just that immediate iconography of, oh, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah. I do like to have a lot of fun. I like to have fun naming the things, with a little bit of humor in it.
And what's that one called?
Well, this one's just a Dragoon flintlock. But we also have like El Chapo, my little dice box.
Yeah.
And we have a bent dragon on the back here. I also love that, like my little pin dragon out there. His name is Arthur.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you for helping make this community what it is by inspiring us with your art, and also by helping us to inspire others to, again, know exactly what they're walking into when they see something like dragons in the air vents. I'm Rudy. This is David Lee Pancakes. And if you are at GaryCon or any of the other cons that you're going to be at in the next
C2E2, Planet Comic Con, Origins, MegaCon, of course, Gen Con.
So you've got a very good shot of picking up one of these pieces at any of the major cons that are in the area, and maybe a couple little niche ones too. Yep. I'm sure you can go to the website and see the entire list of where you will be taking your art. So stop in, say hi, let him know that Rudy sent you. Hey, it's Rudy, and I'm here with John Popson of Effincoolminis, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his company and about the really cool metal casts and stuff that you can get to paint up for your games. What do you think's different about your minis? What gives them their weight?
Their weight? Well, they're metal first off, so they're not cheap plastic miniatures.
Sure.
I think what sets us apart as a company is that we tend to not do trope miniatures. So we don't make typical wizards, fighters, rogues, things like that.
Right.
And the reason is that there's a million companies that have done amazing versions of those miniatures. So we tend to hit more of niche things, licenses with small companies. Like Cobalt Press is a smaller company, so we produce miniatures for their world, Midgard. We also have a license for Metamorphosis Alpha, which is the precursor to Gamma World. So that's a lot of wacky stuff that you're just not going to find a stand-in miniature for most of what we do anywhere else. So most of the stuff that you've seen, like on my Facebook page and stuff, most of that stuff is developed for RPG Crate. So that's 1,500 pieces that go out every single month for them of a new sculpt.
So if you want unique miniatures, things that your friends aren't going to have from their giant order boxes of thousands and thousands of miniatures, you want to find that perfect miniature for your game, this is a pretty good place to stop in. Plus, it's going to have that nice, satisfying weight to it to go along with your metal dice or your nice gemstones that have that weight. John, thank you for taking some time to have a little talk with us.
Thank you for taking the time to interview us. So.
Absolutely.
All right, Rudy.
See you guys in a bit. Hi, I'm Rudy, and we're here with Pamela.
Pamela.
And you are going to tell us about some of the awesome things that you guys have brought to GaryCon that you pretty much don't see at any of the other booths. Yeah?
Yeah. We got some cool stuff. We started making the new these are handmade cutting boards, and then we can etch whatever you want on there. We don't judge, so if it's something weird, This one is the Harry Potter style. Over there we have a gamer style.
Okay.
We brought the baby wear again because there's never enough of that at conventions.
I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, it sells out like that, so obviously there's a need for it. Our other cool thing are the renewable air fresheners in different geek styles. We have 5 different scents. And when this runs out, you've got an extra little bottle of oil that you can just put a couple of drops on there and start all over.
And the wood retains the smell for you.
The scent for you. They're good and thick, so they don't break and snap and crack. They come in cherry, maple, and walnut, so you even get to choose what color wood you want, good and sturdy.
And you allow all the testing of the twisting and bending as you want.
You can check out the scents. You can check out the little meeples, or pick that up, smell it, taste it.
They're confident, strong meeples. Yeah.
Confident, strong meeples.
Great.
The best meeples.
The best type of meeples.
Best type of meeples.
Well, thank you, Pamela, for giving us a little tour around your booth. I appreciate
Thanks.
it.
You guys have a great day.
All right. Hello, Rudy here again, and I am with Lisa Sell, who is the creative genius behind some of the stuff you see behind me and on the table here. What made you feel like this was something that you wanted to do? And I mean, obviously, we don't see anybody else here with stuff like what you've got. What made you want to do this? What gave you the idea?
Well, I got into doing art about 10 years ago. I wanted to get into the convention scene, and I love doing everything, 2D, 3D, and you kind of got to pick a direction. And I started talking to some of the artists at the conventions, and they said, try to find something that's the cons, but you can make it your own and expand it to something that we need that, we don't have much representation of. And I somehow fell into masks, and I mean the cosplayers, LARPers, people that go masquerade. I mean, there's such a variety, and we don't have really good fantasy representation in it. And so I just decided to roll with it. And I have over 25 different designs now that I've expanded with, including even ones for glasses. So I mean, it's just having fun with it and just giving new opportunities to people that didn't exist. It's so much fun.
So, I mean, that's a really good niche there that you've set up with the masks. Because you're right, Labyrinth of Jareth or whatever, you only get a certain number of masks and then they start to get repetitive. So the variety that you have, and especially the way that a lot of them are painted, it really brings out the essence of those sculpts. But what about some of the wall art that you have? Like, what made you do this? I mean, amazing, and it's clockwork in a way, too. What made you come up with that?
I love doing steampunk, and I never had the opportunity. This was actually my first steampunk piece, and so I just went all out. I mean, the hardware store got such a kick out of me. I mean, there's galvanized steel, there's electrical conduit. It's just taking objects, both found, new, old, and just making something completely different. And obviously, dragons are my thing, so to make a metal dragon was so outside my norm and such a blast. Just give the world something that hasn't been seen before.
Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm for what we do for this hobby, and then also for the art that you're sharing. Some of this stuff out here is breathtaking. Thank you so much for bringing it out for us.
And I have to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys, and I thank fans too, because I couldn't be here without them and their support and the love of my work. They're what encourages me and inspires me every year to keep pushing it and making new stuff. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Lisa Sell, and you can swing by and find her at most cons. I see you at almost every con.
I'm getting out there. I'm up to 15 to 20 a year now. So you come and find me, check my Facebook, see where I'm at.
So if you want to have something really awesome for the next party you do, or for Halloween, or something, hey, Rudy here, and I'm with John Kowaleski of Monster Fight Club.
Monster Fight Club. All right.
And we're going to take a real quick walk around the booth, show you some of the really cool pop-up terrain features, and then a new game that has come out from Monster Fight Club. Let us
All
take
right.
us a little walk around.
Cool. So what we got going on here today is we are showing off our new pre-painted terrain line. So we are calling it Monster Terrain, very original, up on the top side. And what's really unique about this is that it is all pre-painted, ready to go, out of the box at reasonable price points, and we've tried to work in multiple functionality into everything we did. So if you come over here and look at the forests, not only I think it's some of the coolest trees that have ever been made in the market right now, but if a dragon was to come in and lay waste, you can actually remove the trees. Maybe there is an owl bear out here. Maybe there is not. It's now hidden. Everything is hollow on the bottom side, so you can actually hide treasure underneath terrain pieces, so you can have people go and explore things. In addition, all the rock heights match up with the bridges, so you can set up things over here like stairways, bridges, wells, all kinds of really neat things. So this is something we're going to be kickstarting probably in April and May, that time frame. Here at the show, we did a limited amount of resin masters to show off and let people see how cool they are. Everything you see is gone, which I guess that's a good sign. And yeah, we're super excited about this.
So you're basically now just showing off what the Kickstarter is going to entail.
Yes, but this is such a teeny piece of it. We probably have another, 20 SKUs on top of this already.
That's awesome.
There's a sneak peek up in there. There might be a tower coming. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, there might be. It looks like there might. Well, that's awesome. And then you also have Tentacle Town, a new game here, right? Yeah. This is John Dill. Aaron Dill. My apologies, Mr. Dill.
No worries.
Will, why don't you give us a real quick look here?
Yeah, so this is Tentacle Town. It's the classic tale of arriving on an uninhabited island to found a new city only to be attacked by giant tentacles. So you're recruiting new citizens, you're building buildings, you're completing tasks, all the while trying to fend off the threat from the giant tentacles attacking the town. So as you build buildings and have more, as the town grows, your actions get better, but you never know when the tentacles are going to come in and wipe out a bunch of buildings, kill a bunch of citizens, and change the economics of the town. So the tasks change from round to round, lasts about an hour, 2 to 4 players, pretty easy to learn, but it feels like a meaty board game. By the time you're finished with it.
Well, that's awesome, and I really love the way the artwork looks and everything like that. Thanks for giving us a little tour of that. Much appreciated. Well, everybody, you've met some of the minds behind Monster Fight Club, and why don't you go ahead and give them a little check out. What's the next con you guys are at?
We're going to be doing Adepticon, which is the end of the month, and we're also, for retailers, we're going to be at Gamma next week, which is super cool. And thanks for coming by, and you are now a member of the Fight Club.
I assume that's the monster noise. I'm Rudy, and I am here with Derek and Steven of Play to Beat Brain Cancer, who have all of these incredible wares and are essentially just trying to raise more money to help
with medical debt for brain cancer. Anybody that has any type of debt related to brain cancer is what we strive to take care of. Whether it's new glasses or monthly medications or hospital bills or whatever it is, we bring in those funds through the gaming community and with items and merchandise that we receive donations for, and it goes straight to whoever needs it.
What was the genesis of this? What made you guys kind of start this thing up without, dampening?
Yeah, we lost the oldest daughter to glioblastoma in 2013, and we tried to decide how we were going to honor her and help others, and we saw how much it costs to just go through the 3 years of treatments and surgeries and everything that she had. So Derek says, why don't we start our own organization and build it around sports, games, and so on. And Derek actually came up with Play to Beat Brain Cancer. So we find out what the individual loves to do, and we build the fundraisers based around that, whether it's skiing, baseball, RPG games, whatever it is. And that's what we do. And it's morphed into attending gaming conventions and comic cons so that we can reach out, spread the word further, and get more donations in.
And you collect the majority of these donations through some of the sales that you get from partners like Elderwood Academy and Easy Roller Dice, Norse Foundry, and you have some of the most beautiful gemstone dice that are at conventions for the most part. So all of that helps to go support the medical expenses of a very costly situation for a lot of people.
Yeah, we get a lot of donations. All of these bags were donated to us just to help us raise those funds.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a lot of things just donated to us.
Sure.
And that allows us to provide things to people to draw them in and see what we're about and what we're doing, make a donation, and they get something out of it also.
Right. Well, thank you guys for really embodying that spirit of RPGs and tabletop and really our entire gaming community of giving back, finding a way to help with some of the other people to support each other.
Yes.
That's really
That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. It's not just collaborative role-playing, it's collaborative life.
Exactly.
It is.
Thank you guys for swinging in and checking us out. And if you get by GaryCon or any of the other conventions that you guys are going to be at this year, make sure to take a look at. If you see them in the playbills or the menus or anything like that, swing in, grab some stuff, and help support a good cause. Thank you.